I'm Stephen,
And I'm Liz.
and we want to welcome you to DIS 300 for summer 2018. And what we want to do with tonight's introductory lecture, we are
Short,
doing
right?
short. It's short. It will be short. We wanted
You'll
to.
get to know us. I'm the succinct one, and Stephen is
I
not.
provide elaboration. At any rate, what we want to do tonight is just briefly introduce ourselves to you, so that over the next 6 weeks, when you're listening to the PowerPoints with usually with an MP3 file. Um,
You'll know
that
what our
you'll
mugs
know
look
right,
like.
right, and we want to go over the syllabus, what some of the assignments are, the expectations that we have, as well as kind of provide a frame of reference for you for the next 6 weeks. One of the things that's also apparent at the beginning is, so even though I am listed as the instructor of record, I always co-teach our disability studies courses with Liz DePoy, who she and I are married to each other. So
So we're sitting on our back porch,
right, and so
Yep.
if you take additional classes
and that
to
was
us,
the dog burping.
right, if you take
Mhm.
additional classes with us, you'll, regardless of who's listed as the primary instructor, we'll both teach. Um, as Liz mentioned, one of the things that you probably will hear over the next 6 weeks, and you just heard, is we have a couple of dogs. We are in our backyard, and one of the dogs,
Has a fair amount of
right,
gas.
right, so he burps a lot. So you may hear him from time to time. With that said, let's talk a little bit about our class. All of our class is going to take place on Blackboard. That's where the readings are. That's where the syllabus is. That's where you will do your postings. That's where the assignments. We have some quizzes, and we have a final exam.
And make sure to check the announcements also.
Right. We will also post announcements from time to time, and those should go to your Gmail. But if they don't, again, because the class is 6 weeks, it goes very, very quickly. We will meet virtually twice a week, asynchronously. So we will post a lecture.
So we're not really meeting.
Right.
They're basically class sessions, but we don't meet as a group.
Right. So we will typically post a lecture on Sunday, usually in the Sunday afternoon, early PM. That is for your Monday class. When you go on and listen to that lecture or look at the PowerPoint uh, during the Monday time is really up to you. So it could be 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever works for you, because it's asynchronous. We will also post another lecture the second time in the week, and that gets posted
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So that is for the Thursday class. So the class meets, and I put that in quotes as Liz mentioned, twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. We will post our lecture Sunday and Wednesday, usually in the PM.
And you'll see on when we go over the course schedule, that the actual dates are listed. At the point the lecture will be posted the night before that typically, and that date the topic will be listed.
Okay. Now, a couple of things in terms of contact with us. We are not on campus this summer, but we are very reachable. Are on the syllabus. If you'll pull that up and look at that, the syllabus list, our office phone number, which we will be able to connect with, also our email address or Gmail address, which we check on a regular basis. And we also there's a link on Blackboard where you can click on that, and that will send an email directly to us. In the event that you want to meet virtually, we have also a link on Blackboard to Google Hangout. So we would set a time, and then we could do a video conversation with you or members of your group, however you might want to do that. That we are available to meet during the day, in the evenings, and on weekends. So really working around your schedule and our schedule. And that really is one of the advantages of an online class.
And we're available, so please make sure that you contact us for any reason that you need us.
So with that said, let's give a brief overview. We're not going to read you the course objectives because you can look at that, but read this as an introduction to that notion of disability in whatever frame that you might take away from it with that. We will introduce you to things called a social model. We'll introduce you to a medical model. We've got a couple of videos for you to watch. There's a number of ways of thinking about disability. And for this class, it really is linking person and environment. So we're going to look at the reciprocal relationship between the body and the environment.
And one of the themes that, if you take other classes with us, you'll see as well, that one of the themes that we look at is disability as human desirability. So when we think about disability, we also are thinking about what makes a desirable human, a whole human, a human who needs to be revised, a human perhaps who needs to be fixed, to be treated, etc. And we'll go over that over the summer course. But you'll note that that's one of the major themes throughout all of our courses. What it means to be disabled is also about what it means to be human.
Right. And so if you'll look over the overview of the course objectives, as well as there are 8 of them, and this summed it up there. Look those over. If you have any questions at all about that, because that lays out what we intend to cover over the next 6 weeks. And because it is 6 weeks, it's very quick, and which means that you need to be able to have regular access to internet. This is spelled out on the syllabus, but so if for some reason your internet goes down at your home or your dorm or wherever you might be, try Starbucks, try
McDonald's has
Sweet
Frog,
any of those other
Hannaford's,
places,
or your friend's house,
and of course the university.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you can't afford with 6 weeks to fall behind, because once you fall behind a little bit, you're going to be way behind. With that said, let's talk about the assignments. There are 4 assignments. You'll see me looking.
Yeah, we're looking at the syllabus.
The syllabus from sometimes looking to the left just to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that I'm getting it exactly. We have 3 quizzes that will take place during the course, and they are related to your readings. Those quizzes, and they're spelled out on the syllabus what day they will be. They are what day the exam, we will post it, and what day they are due. They are open book and open resource, so again, they will cover your readings. So you need to stay current with your readings, but then also the day you're taking the quiz.
And the readings, as you'll see, are designed to inform the lecture. So you want to do the readings for that date before the lecture, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But if you don't read and keep up with your readings, you're really missing out on a lot of the class. So make sure that you do the readings. We tried not to assign too much. Some of the readings might be a little dense because that's the nature of the literature, but we will always go over the readings and make sure, and because we go over the readings in lecture, make sure that you're prepared with the reading for that topic.
Right. And so we're not going to reiterate the reading, but our notion is to expand on that. With that said, each session that we post, in addition to the PowerPoint, part of the PowerPoint will also have discussion questions and exercises related to the reading and related ultimately to our lecture for that. And those are posted. You are to read those and post those to your discussion group, which brings us to the point. We have randomly assigned you to one of 3 groups. There are 5 people in a group because it's in a class with 15 people. We have 15 people in our class. It becomes really difficult to kind of follow in the conversations and feel a part of a group of 15.
That's for sure.
Right.
So you have to read 15 people's assignments. No.
Right. So in this case, what will happen is you are a member of a discussion group, and so when you click on group, that'll take you to your group. And so your responsibility is multifold here. One, it's to answer on your discussion board the questions and exercises that are posted on the PowerPoint. They will be clearly stated and laid out, so you won't mistake what they are. You're to post those, and then after everybody in your group is posted, you go on and read your postings of your group mates.
And the point of doing this is so that you're not just reading and listening to us, but also responding to one another. And you'll see that the questions that are listed in the PowerPoint are for you for analysis primarily and for opinion, and that means informed opinion.
And so part for assignment 2 is your response to the question, your response to the exercise. Assignment 3 is then after you read your group mates' responses, and then you post your 2 cents. And not just I like what you said, but if you enjoyed it or liked or agreed, why did you agree? Provide some substance there. It's also really
It's okay
reasonable
to disagree,
right?
and you often learn more from disparate points of view than you do from saying, "Oh, I agree with you." So there, I mean, disagree respectfully, and there are some pretty debatable issues that
Right.
we're going to raise, and so we are expecting to see disagreement.
So part of that, the obligation for you with your group mates is to make sure that you post your response to the instructor guided question or the exercise right away, so that your group mates can read those, and then they can then respond as you're going to be responding to them. So that's assignment number 2 and 3, and you'll see in terms of the assignment number 2, the response to the questions were 20%, and then your response to your group mate is another 20%. Now we have not assigned a point for each week or each session. What we'll do is if we think that you need to add more, we'll talk to you, we'll write to you, or if you have any questions about it. And with that, we're not going to be responding to each individual every particular time. However, if you have a question or would like us to review your particular response, let us know and we'll do that. What we tend to do is every session, so for example, for session number 4, we will, Liz is taking care of the dog. For session number 4, we will have read your responses to the instructor guided question from session 3, and then your responses to your classmates. And so part of lecture for session 4 will be our answering any questions that emerge from that. So it's kind of, we'll look at it in aggregate rather than what an particular individual said. With that said, though, if you have a question about your writing, if you're adding enough, not putting enough in, whatever, let us know. We're not looking for correct answers here. We're looking for your thoughts. Again, what you'll see with these exercises and questions, they don't call for a singular answer.
Yeah, they're not asking you to recall. They're asking you to think and to reflect.
So, and then assignment number 4 is our final exam. That will also be open book and open resource.
It'll be similar to the quizzes, so you'll be used to us.
Right, so it'll be posted at the same. We'll post that on June 22nd, and it's due on June 24th. So the dates for assignments are in the syllabus. The format for this lecture, we're doing a video tonight, but from here on out, for the most part, we will do a combination of an MP3 file and a PowerPoint lecture.
And the reason that we separate them, although you can embed audio into PowerPoint, is for accessibility, and we'll talk about that. So that means that you can listen to the lecture, you can read the PowerPoint separately, you can put them together, you can listen to our voices in your bathtub.
Right.
There are all kinds of things that, all kinds of different ways that you can access the material.
So with that said, if you have any questions about the assignments, please let us know. Now, in terms of technological needs, this is, as you mentioned, this is on Blackboard. Your source for technical difficulties is UMaine Online or the IT. So if you have problems with technology, please contact them right away. And we have a link on Blackboard to them, so you click on that and that'll take you right to them. You can also give them a telephone call. That's what they're there for, to answering the questions.
And they're very responsive.
And they're great. So if you have a snafu with your browser, whatever might not be working correctly, get in touch with them. Don't hesitate, again, because with 6 weeks, you can't fall behind. Now, we have double-checked all of the links.
As of last night.
As of last night. So they are all active and working as of last night. If when you go on and click one, it doesn't work, try a couple things. Either try a different browser, refresh your browser, and then if you try everything else and it's not working, let us know right away. And we will double check that link. And if that link is no longer working, we will provide another link. But right now, as of last night, everything is working. So,
but every summer, there's always a
link,
broken
right.
link or two. So, yeah.
So at any rate, technology becomes absolutely critical to have it work. If it doesn't work, don't panic. Just get in touch with UMaine Online. Again, that's their role. So if you've not had a Blackboard course, there's also some student tutorials on the link that'll take you to figure out how to use groups, how to take tests, any of those types of things.
And you don't need a computer either. You can do it on your smartphone.
Right, smartphone, tablet, any of those types of things. The course policies, as I mentioned, your obligation is to stay current, looking at the announcements, stay attuned to the emails, issues about academic honesty, student accommodations. If you have any learning needs that we need to attend to in this format, please let us know right away so that we can work with you around those needs. And then, so with that said, the rest of it's pretty much straightforward in terms of grading. Let's talk a little bit about the readings. There is not a textbook for this particular course. However, the readings will be in one of two formats. If you look on the syllabus, you'll see where you see a reading listed such as in a couple of weeks, for May 17th, there are two readings listed there. One is DePuy and Gelston Microcosm, and what you'll see is there's not a link after that. So if the reading does not have a link after it, then where that's going to be is a PDF or a Word document under readings and resources. So go there.
And that's in the left-sided menu on Blackboard.
For the other ones, that there is a link, as example, Human Origins. This is from the Smithsonian Institute. If you click on that, and then we're asking you in that case to browse that. So, as was mentioned, in terms of being prepared for the lecture, so prior to May 17th, you need to read the Gelston and DePuy article, or DePuy and Gelston Disability as Microcosm.
I'm first.
You're first, right. And peruse and spend some time. Don't just click on it, but spend some time exploring the human origins.
Yeah, because we'll be using it as one of the exercise questions. And so before you listen to the lecture, before you listen to the May 17th lecture, prepare those readings.
Right, because the lecture
won't make sense to you without it.
If you haven't done the read, because we do not go over the readings in detail, so
we hit the important points and apply them, but we don't reiterate the readings. So you really need to do those readings.
So you can go through and you can look at the sessions listed by the date and what are the topics. What's the focus, as you see, we're really exploring disability through a number of lenses.
Yeah. So the first several sessions are looking at different models of disability, and then we take a look at different issues around that those models are necessary to know in order to be able to understand the remainder of the issues.
Right. And the other source for information, as I mentioned, we have a couple, 2 or 3 videos in this class. And if you've seen the movie before, in this case, 4...
I think we have 3, right?
3. We have The King's Speech, Fixed, and $1 Million
Baby.
Those videos are all on Blackboard, on our Blackboard site. So if you look at, again, on the left-hand side of the control panel, I think it says DIS 300 media, something like that. If you click on that, that will take you to where the videos are. If you've seen them before, please watch them again, because we will also pose questions. And my guess is they'll take on a new meaning and understanding based upon the reading. So again, the May 31st, we have The King's Speech. We come back and do some...
That's a terrific movie.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, boy, you'll be in for a big treat.
And, so we watch Fixed.
That's not such a terrific movie.
On June 11th.
But it's informative.
Right. And then $1 Million Dollar Baby on June 18th. And so,
yeah, that's a tough one.
right, these are all part of the ongoing issue of us kind of trying to connect multiple ways of knowing and thinking about disability and understanding. So it's a combination of videos, some PowerPoint lectures, some websites to look at, and then the readings that are in the readings and resources. So that's a quick overview of what our course is going to be. Now, for this session, if you look under May 14th, we've gone over, this session is an overview of the syllabus, an introduction to Liz and myself, and kind of setting up the structure for the course. Now, your responsibility for your groups to work is, since you may be in a group where you don't know the other 4 people, is please post your name and what discipline or background you are from, so what your major, minor is.
And anything that you want to say about yourself that you think will foster a relationship among the 5 of you.
Right. What you hope to learn from this class, your current definition of disability and of human. So what it means, as was mentioned, in terms of the whole notion, what does it mean to be human? So we're looking right now for your definition of disability and your definition of what it means to be human. And then the sources for those definitions. Did they come from books in other classes? So is it a policy or a piece of legislation?
Or something you heard on the radio,
Right.
Or that your mother told you,
Right.
Or something that has been common knowledge from birth.
Right. So those are your 4 things for you to post perhaps tomorrow, as soon as possible. Then read and use those introductions as a way to get to know each other before we really start launching into the substance of the material. So that's...
So welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you for studying with us. We're delighted to have you. And we will see you.
So take care now. Good night.
Take care.